All right, let's dive in. Today, we're looking at something really interesting, a set of blueprints for building a top-tier career in tech. These come from an organization called Caneto, and they've basically mapped out how you can become a real digital pioneer. So let's see what their whole approach is about.
And they kick things off with this really powerful idea. It's all about shifting your mindset, you know? It's not about just guessing what's coming next. It's about having the skills to actually build what's next, a total game changer.
And right there, that frames the big problem they're trying to solve. Think about it. In a world that's always changing, just having a certificate on your wall, it's not enough anymore, is it? What companies really want, what they're desperate for, is genuine hands-on skill. We're talking about true mastery. Which, leads to a question I think we've all asked ourselves. The tech world is just massive, and it's moving so fast. I mean, you could spend months learning a new programming language and then, poof, 6 months later, something else is the hot new thing. So how in the world do you pick a path that's actually going to last? One that's still relevant a few years down the road?
Okay, so that's the problem. And this is where Caneto steps in with their solution. They don't just see themselves as another school or training program. Nope, they frame what they do as a mission, with a really clear, driving purpose behind it all.
And if you look at their mission statement, the language they use is super interesting. They're focused on two things: creating high-impact technologists and digital creators. That tells you a lot, right? It's not just about teaching you how to code. It's about turning you into an innovator, a leader, someone who can actually make a dent in that global talent gap. And they plan to do it through direct mentorship. And get this, they've put a hard number on it. Their goal is to train and mentor 2,000 technical talents by 2026. That's not just a vague promise. That shows they are serious about making a real, measurable impact.
So you can see how this all feeds into their bigger vision. They want to be the world's most trusted launchpad. I love that metaphor. It's like they're giving you the platform, the rocket, and the fuel, but you're the one who gets to launch yourself into the future. You're the pioneer.
Okay, so that's the big picture, the why. But what does this actually look like on the ground? Let's get into the specifics, the actual blueprints. We'll start with the creative and data-focused career paths. So this first blueprint is all about how we create and interact with technology. Take video creation. Its relevance is extremely high, and that makes total sense, right? Short-form video is just everywhere. Then you've got drone piloting, which is growing like crazy. It's not just for cool movie shots anymore. We're talking logistics, agriculture, you name it. And of course, UI/UX design. They call it critical, and they're right, because if your app or website is clunky, you're done. A company's entire success can literally depend on it. All right, now let's talk about data. Data science is labeled future-proof, which is no surprise. Every major business decision is being driven by data now. But look at AI and machine learning. Its relevance is ranked highest. And that salary? Whoa. It goes all the way up to $250,000 or more. That tells you everything you need to know about how disruptive this field is. Even something that sounds niche, like statistical software, is called essential because it's the backbone of so much important research. Okay, we've talked about creating and analyzing. Now let's get to the blueprints for actually building and protecting our entire digital world. These are the skills that make everything else work and the skills that keep it all from falling apart.
This table really shows you the two sides of the coin. On one side, you have software development. They call it core, and it is. It's the engine that powers the entire digital economy. But on the other side, you have cybersecurity, and its relevance is urgent. With data breaches costing companies millions, you can see why. And then there's blockchain, which is labeled stable. It's moving way beyond just crypto now, into things like supply chains and secure digital identities. And we're not just talking about websites and mobile apps here. These blueprints cover some really specialized, high-demand areas. Think about accounting and finance software. As finance gets more and more automated, these skills become absolutely essential. Then there's hardware control programming. This is the code that makes physical things work. Think Internet of Things, robotics, smart devices. Its relevance is rising because, well, our whole world is getting connected.
So, let's put this all in perspective with some numbers. This chart just lays it all out, the incredible earning potential in these fields. We're looking at the top end here, and AI and machine learning just blows the doors off, topping out at over $250,000. And look, blockchain and cybersecurity aren't far behind at all. It just goes to show you how much the market values these skills that are quite literally defining our future. Okay, so we've seen what the blueprints are and why these careers are so important. The big question left is how. How do you actually get on one of these paths and get started?
Well, their approach is super direct and simple. They've boiled it down to just 3 steps. First, you follow them on social media. Second, you just send them a direct message to get the ball rolling. And third, you start securing your future. That's it. It's designed to be easy, to get rid of all those annoying, long application forms you usually have to deal with.
And here's exactly how you do it. They're pretty much everywhere you are. WhatsApp, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, you name it. All you have to do is send the DM to any of these places. That's the first step. That's how you start the conversation.
And really, that brings us to the final takeaway here. All of this potential we've talked about, the blueprints, the skills, a whole new career path, it all comes down to one single, simple action. Just one message. So the only question left for you is, are you ready to send it?